Hello everybody, it's Ben with the DIY Homefront, and I'm sitting in my Ford F-150 pickup truck. And that's important because it's making a terrible noise. Whenever you turn the AC on and turn the fan up, it just makes a terrible racket. And I did what you probably did. I went to YouTube and did a search, and it looks like there's a piece of plastic that falls down into the fan shroud, the blower motor, and it's causing it to be off center, out of balance, and that's what's causing the noise and the vibration. So I'm going to pull out the fan motor and I'm going to take a look and see if that's what it is. And I want to fix that because today the heat index is supposed to be 107. And I don't want to drive around with the fan on low. I want it on high. Well, let's take a look and see what it sounds like, and then we'll get into it. Well, here, let me show you what it sounds like. I'll go ahead and turn it on. And that's in its lowest setting, and the higher you go, the more noise, and you can't hear it. Well, you might be able to hear it, but sitting in the front of the truck, you can feel it. The whole dash just vibrates. And it looks like all we have to do is take out a couple of 8mm screws, and the fan should fall down, and we should be able to get the plastic out. And if that's the problem, we'll order the part and get the rest of it fixed. But for now, let's get into it. It's one of those tasks that the problem shouldn't be hard. It's just getting to where the fan is should be a pain. We've got to get way up in there. I'll set the camera where I can, the best I can, and we'll see if we can't get it on film. Just to give you an idea how far you have to go back in to get to it. It's right up there. Should be 3 screws to get to it. I think my best luck to get this out is using an 8mm socket with the universal on an extension. These screws aren't that hard to actually get out. The problem is getting a socket on the end of it and keeping it there long enough to get the screw unscrewed. Now the first one I've already gotten out, and I didn't capture that one on film, but this is where it was. Well, I kept working on this one for a few more minutes and I finally got it out. Let's move on to the last one of these screws. See if maybe with this long socket I can get in there and turn it by hand. Just like the last one, it took me a few minutes, and I went back and forth between holding the socket in my hand and using it on an extension, but it finally came out. There we go. It took quite a few tries. I must have moved this fan around every different direction I could think of to get it to come out, and eventually I had to get the carpet and pull the carpet out of the way because it just would not come straight down. So now that I've got the carpet out of the way, I can sort of wiggle and force this thing to come out. There's also one electrical connector that goes to the fan that I didn't have a good shot of, but here's where it plugs into. Well, there we have it, just like YouTube said. There's a little plastic piece that fell down, and as this bends, it's causing this to be off balance and vibrate. So now that I'm sure that that's what it is, I can order a replacement part. We're going to go ahead and put this back in so we can run the fan on high today. A better explanation for my problem is that right above the fan, and that's where the fan goes, up there's a flap that moves back and forth. And part of that flap has broke off and fallen down into the fan, which is causing it to spin and be off center and make all that noise. So I know I'm going to have to order that assembly that's got the flapper in it, but I'll have to put this fan all the way back in and run it to see if it's making any noise. And once I do that, I can look up the parts, get them ordered, and we'll pick this back up when the parts come in. It's plugged in. Well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I broke a pretty good sweat, but we got the fan out, the piece removed, and the fan reinstalled. Now once I order this part and it comes in, we'll get back on it. Until then, oh, we better check and make sure it doesn't make any noises first. Which is really just an excuse for me to get some AC. Sounds like my fan's still making some noise, so I guess I have to order the fan too. It is not perfect, but it's a whole lot better. Well, like, subscribe, check out the playlist, and I'll probably see you in that next truck video.